Am I the asshole for throwing my cousin out of my room after she stole my medicine? My aunt, 44F, and my cousin, 15F, lost their home in a fire 2 weeks ago. They're living us now. My aunt is sleeping on the couch. My cousin was sharing my room. I take levothyroxine for my Hashimoto's disease, hypothyroidism. My cousin heard from someone that levothyroxine makes you lose weight. So she stole my medicine. I woke up one morning and saw that it wasn't there. I panicked. I don't like delaying taking it for too long because the earlier I take it, the earlier I can eat. It's recommended to not eat too soon after taking it. I looked everywhere but couldn't find it. There was almost a full month's worth in there. I went a week without taking it. Yesterday, I found it in her stuff. 6 pills were left. She took about 2 weeks of levothyroxine in a week. I take a pretty high dose, and that isn't safe for her. I was mad. I packed her stuff and threw it out of my room. I'm not letting her back in. My mom says that there are guests and we should be hospitable. My cousin is mad and says I should share my stuff. We don't have an empty guest room and she has to sleep on the floor. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Did you tell your mom what happened? The fact that your cousin took a medication without any adult looking at the possibly harm it could have done to her kinda is unsettling. Not the asshole. I wouldn't share a room with a thief either. But it's also a crime to take someone else's prescription even with their permission. Hopefully you told your mom and your aunt what happened. I take the same medicine. She needs to speak to a doctor right away. That stuff is dangerous taken like that. That is a serious issue. Please tell them right away. Not the asshole. Stealing prescription medications is a serious crime. Suddenly removing hormonal medicines can seriously screw you up. Your cousin did something very harmful, and honestly outright evil. I'd suggest filing a police report. Not the asshole. Being hospitable doesn't mean subjecting yourself to outright theft. And how on earth does your cousin think you should share your stuff is the appropriate response here. Your cousin, aunt and mom are lucky you didn't go to the police. Not the asshole. I would have dragged the girl in a hospital and rise hell for medication abuse. That's super dangerous. What the flying F? Aunt should take the cousin to see a doctor ASAP. So the girl gets a reality check from a professional. Did they even talk to her? Not the asshole. My cousin is mad and says I should share my stuff. It is medication you need for a medical condition. And sharing prescription medication is a felony. Call your endo and tell them what happened and have them explain the problem to your mom. You could die if you don't get your medicine timely, and your cousin likely harmed herself badly. Not the asshole. Tell your mom what she did and how serious it is to even steal someone else's prescription. Not the asshole. If they keep bugging you to room with her, call the cops. I'm not sure where you're from, but my prescribed containers have a label warning. Distribution of prescribed drugs is a federal crime. If she gets sick, goes to the hospital and lies that you shared your pills with her to help her lose weight, you could be in serious trouble. Protect yourself. Don't let a thief stick you with a drug charge. Are not the asshole. What an entitled little bee. Who steals someone's needed medication? My cousin is mad and says I should share my stuff. Prescription medication isn't for sharing. I'm on Subutex. I know the stigma around it. I wish I wasn't on it, but that's what they gave me and the doctor recommended to get off of prescription drugs. I've had people ask me to take some with me or straight up give them one. My doctor won't wean me off them. Was supposed to be a 6-month program. 3 years later he keeps giving me more and more. So I break small pieces up and so a small piece is needed. You wouldn't believe how mad people get when I say no. It's just a little piece. You're being selfish. I don't take this shit for fun. I take it because I'm sick and I need to get better. Graves' disease here. 1. Taking thyroid replacement hormone as a weight loss supplement is a highway to hell. Spelling it wrong on purpose. 2. Stealing your life-saving medication for any reason is fucking unforgivable. 3. I didn't get to the end of your post with commenting, but A. Get a new refill from your endo, and B. Go to war to make sure this doesn't happen again. Not the asshole, but this is dangerous. You need to inform your doctor now. I have the same condition and both you and her are in danger here. Not the asshole. The bad news is you don't really have a say. If your mom wants to house your cousin in her house and you don't pay rent, your mom can choose to put her in your room. But both parents should be making a huge deal out of the medication theft, and you should have made a huge deal the second you couldn't find it. Sharing your stuff doesn't extend to prescriptions. That's ridiculous. Not the asshole. I have Hashimoto's and if I don't take my meds for even one day I am a depressed, exhausted mess. Hypothyroidism can damage organs, including your heart. Not the asshole. She stole your medicine which is dangerous for both you and her. Your mom should be backing you up on this. Not the asshole, that's insane. Get a locked case for your medicine as well. Not the asshole, I'd call the police to make a point. She's a thief and a drug addict. Never let her near your things again. Info, you just quietly went a full week without taking your very important medicine and didn't say anything to anyone. You didn't ask your cousin if she'd seen it. You didn't tell your mom it was lost. Couldn't she get you an emergency refill? Not the asshole, this isn't just stuff, it's prescription meds. She could have died. Not to mention this is a massive invasion of privacy, space and just straight up theft. Not the asshole, she stole your medication. Why on earth is your mom not more angry about that? I assume you cannot replace a month's worth of medicine either. Honestly, you're too calm about this. I would have gone nuclear. General rule of thumb, if you have to ask if you are the asshole for punishing someone who committed an actual crime, you aren't the asshole. You should go after her for theft. Not the asshole. A few years ago, I had knee surgery and I was prescribed Vicodin for the pain. My aunt happened to be visiting at the time. It was time to take my next dose, and I couldn't find it. My mom helped me look, since I could only go so far, and she told me she found it in the guest bedroom next to my aunt's bag. I confronted her and she said she was in pain too. My mom kicked her out of the house and I haven't spoken to her since. Not the asshole. Hospitality doesn't include letting someone steal your meds. No, because she's the asshole for taking your prescription drugs without even telling you. Not the asshole. That thief better hope she didn't fuck up her hormones, or do some serious harm to herself. You are not the you are the victim of theft, end of story. Not the asshole. She could die from such a large dose and also damage her heart and nervous system. They might also spin a lie saying you gave her the pills. Better to inform the doctor's office or the police of what happened. Not the asshole. You should share your Stewie, WTF. Just know you absolutely should not share prescription medication, and even if you should being stolen from isn't sharing. Does your mum enjoy having guests that steal? Is it on the invite? Please come visit and don't forget to steal something while you are here. So your mum wants to keep her sis happy, but how far do you go to do that? So moomasshole, your cousin should not be sleeping on the floor, she should be locked up. And sharing, okay, your nail polish maybe, but prescribed pills. Your mum needs some help, so double R. Aunt and cousin also AHs, but I like you, not the asshole. Not the asshole, it's dangerous and she's a thief. I hope you told her mom. Thyroid stuff is nothing to mess around with. Coming from someone with Hashimoto. OMG, she could have killed herself. You did the right thing kicking her out. But what were you thinking not asking for a new prescription immediately? You can't just make a week-long break. See no evil. Call your doctor ASAP and ask for a refill. Not the asshole, but I am very worried about your cousin. Could she have an eating disorder? Not the asshole. Absolutely not. That's incredibly unsafe and shows no respect for you as person who needs the medication. Get a lockbox. And keep her out of your room. Not the asshole. She's a thief, you need to protect yourself. But even more, both you and she need to be in contact with a doctor ASAP. I take that too, because my thyroid had to be removed, and it is very important to not skip your medicine, even if it's not your fault. She needs to see a doctor and make sure she didn't damage herself with overdosing. Levothyroxine stays in the body a long time, and even if neither of you are having problems right now, you need to make sure it won't cause problems down the line. Not the asshole, your cousin was jeopardizing both of your health. Your cousin can face the consequences of her actions, especially because she shows zero regret. Not the asshole. She can get a room at the city jail. NTA. Not only is that incredibly rude, it's also really dangerous. You need to call your doctor and explain the situation. This could be dangerous for both of you. You need professional medical advice. Not the asshole, inform them that she can seriously damage her thyroid function by taking them. I think it has to be longer term to actually have a damaging effect, but taking thyroid medication when you don't need it is a no-go. I've been fully replaced on levothyroxine for 10 years now. Not the asshole. Not only is that theft, no one has to be hospitable to thieves even if they are family. She's lucky she's not in the hospital right now sick. Mom might want to remember that theft is against the law, so is taking another's medicine. It's also pretty frightening that a 15 years old does not know how dangerous it is to take meds like that and that she thinks you should share. She is far too old to not get this. Not the asshole. I'm surprised she didn't have a reaction to taking that much. I notice, mostly positive, changes when I've had to up my dose, and that's been a minimal change. That much in a short period for someone who hadn't been taking it, doesn't need it should be having her crawling up the walls. Not the asshole. As far as I know, levothyroxine causes weight loss because your thyroid helps control things like weight, so when your thyroid begins functioning properly you'll drop weight. She quite possibly could have killed herself. My parents would have lost their SHT and demanded repayment or out the door. Who the HLL steals meds from a sick kid? Your mom needs to toughen up, or the cousin may end up doing more harm to both of you, her on dosage and you without meds. Not the asshole. Definitely inform your mother and your aunt of why you kicked her out of your room and why you don't trust her to be back in it. Remind your mother that this is high-dose medicine that was prescribed to you and cannot be refilled willy-nilly. Inform your aunt that they owe you for the cost of the prescription and she could be charged for theft. And she needs to get her daughter checked by a physician to make sure she hasn't done any permanent damage to herself. My cousin is mad and says I should share my stuff. This doesn't apply to life-saving medication. So not the asshole. Your mom needs a reality check. Not the asshole. Talk to your mother and aunt what she wanted to do. She may now have some issues. Edit. Also consult your doctor and tell them what happened. Maybe they will tell your mom and aunt what are the consequences. File a police report now, and immediately if your medicine ever goes missing again. That'll get them to take you seriously. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I have hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's too, and nothing is more agitating than people thinking they can take your medication that's preventing your heart from giving out for personal, selfish reasons. Levothyroxine can cause major bodily deficits if you take too much, especially when you don't need it, so I hope your cousin enjoys the impending osteoporosis and eventual thyroid issues of her own for throwing off her TSH levels. Not the asshole. She stole from you. That's not guest behavior. You don't owe her hospitality when she's abusing it. I hope you're able to get another supply from your physician and keep it secure from her. And your cousin is probably screwing up her metabolism permanently with this nonsense. The thyroid is a finicky thing and dosages targeting it really need to be finely tuned, or you could end up shutting the gland down entirely, or damaging it. Then her weight will be the least of her problems. Oh my. I too have hypothyroidism. So I know the struggle. I always remember what my doctor said to me when I was little. So if you want to recognize the hypothyroidism you should know the symptoms: bipolarity, nervousness and other. Then she told NE that if you have in higher dose and for a lot of time you don't take the medicine the symptoms will return. Sue, good luck.